a fantastic mix of coins. And so that's what we're here to do. Hopefully, you've been enjoying it. We sold a bunch of lots on the first day. We have over 100 left today. A lot of beautiful types, and I think we're just going to kind of go for it. Feel free to request whatever you would like in terms of coins that Eric still has in his collection. But again, amazing first day, and we're really looking forward to this one. I think most of the coins will be run with a dollar start, and without sudden death, there's maybe a handful that will be run higher. But man, this first one is going to be a beautiful, beautiful Tetrarchic style or barbarous imitation example. We see nice detail on both the obverse and the reverse, and man, that's going to go way cheap. I'm wondering, let's see, what other types we can offer here that might be of particular interest. We're going to start with this second, and why don't we do 20? Why don't we do a 20-second countdown while we just wait for folks to join our live stream here? This one is going to be a very nice looking, it's got some scratches, but Phrygian Apamaean bronze. This has a nice obverse. On the reverse, we've got Tyche, Marcius with the aulos or a flute, and then a very, again, clear, turreted bust head of Tyche. So Aidan Dickinson in the lead on that one. Let's see what some of the other items might include. There's a Thracian Chersonesos hemidram. We've got some beautiful Alamaeus tetradrams. Let's try a Missouri sales tax token. But again, keep me updated with what you're interested in. This would have been I believe, let's see, a tax receipt. I'm not exactly sure the specific context on it, but very interesting item that I have not seen tons of in the past. Astro K also going to be jumping in there. Athenian coins. We sold a great Athenian owl in the prior sale. Dave, let's see, 261. Sure, we can find it soon. Yeah, we'd be open to offering that not crazy long from now. But because of the way the auction has been, I want to make sure that there's a couple more bidders before we do an expensive Galba 10B collection coin. So I just want to make sure that there's good interested bidders, basically. EHC 0114, easy does it. Sure, that's like a 149 start. This would have been right around the time shortly after we had received the Philippines after fighting against Spain in the Spanish-American War. And so, again, this is the Eric Harrison collection put together over around the past 5 years or so, possibly longer. And oh wait, I think I'm maybe one off, but this is still a really nice 1951. We then have the Dacier medal at 149. Let's see what some of the other items would include. There's some very nice Celtic quinary, but just a traditional solid auction. There's a nice Elagabalus tetragram. There's a good mix of better coins here. Miss Rob, no Skippy, but I've just purchased a small amount of them. Beautiful Dacier medal from the 1740s. The History of the Roman Republic by the medalist. But yes, I've bought a bunch of nice Japanese 1 yen silver boo, silver shoe, gold two boo, gold shoe, really all across the board. It's going to be a ton of nice items that I would highly recommend for your interest or viewing or consumption, etc. I'm going to be holding some in my collection, but I'm really just excited to bring better types, more expensive Japanese types more frequently. This is a very nice Celtic quinarius coin of the 1st century BC. There's a nice mix of quinary in his items, in his collection, and so I wanted to offer some today. A lot of these are in pretty good condition. Reals, if you type in reals, you'll be able to find. But I think some of the appeal of the auction as well is to, offer the coins dollar start and just have them be an authentic, this is a dollar start auction and that's how we're running it, and it's all from the same collection. I think I might shift towards having I was considering trying a traditional auction where basically it's lot 1 through lot 400 or so, and we just run every of them at a dollar start, and we have a lot viewing video up 2 weeks before. Man, this is a beautiful one. Full head of Roma on the obverse, and then very, very good detail on the Celtic horse on the reverse. I would imagine this one would eclipse the prior, but yeah, very beautiful. He clearly had a good eye for Celtic coinage. Super, super pretty. And this is going to be the Aedui tribe. He collected different tribes as well. There's, I believe, a Sasani that we can offer. Nice win for DSG Collects. This one here, an amazing Q-Dochi type, actually, with SAMF along the bottom and a great portrait. On this side, the head of Roma, a little bit more off-center, but I want to call out that very, very beautiful side, and we actually have a really nice other Sasani type as well. But this is a different tribal Celtic example. The Aedui and the Sasani were fairly close together, but the beauty of the dollar start auction is that even if I think it's a 40, 50 plus coin, can take a little while to get there, and it can scare me along the way. Let's see. Dirhams. There's a wide mix of coins available in today's stream. And again, it's not going to be Celtic the whole way, but he had a nice selection of Celtic examples. Twinkie's going to win that one. I think just for time's sake, I'll start this one at 39 as well. And then we'll try to keep plugging along. This one has a very full obverse and then a very clear reverse. Commodus, sure, DB picks. Let me try to find Commodus. I think there's 2 of them. It looks like 256 we could try to find, which is right here. That's a nice looking denarius coin. Eman Resu. And then here we've got, looks like there's Nobilitas on the reverse. Very, very solid. Denarius Commodus was the son of Marcus Aurelius. And this one will start at 53.58 to Enzo Jr. Let's see how high this one climbs. It's definitely an appealing coin. ZSZ Rem, Enzo Jr. We could offer one of the more expensive types, which is a Commodus as Hercules. Let's see. In VF, we'll do a 20-second start. Beautiful. This is going to show Commodus as the ruler Hercules. You can see similar to how the Alexandrian drams are shown. You've got on the reverse a mane and back, and then you have the club on the obverse, or on the reverse, with lettering to each side. CG collectibles will be in front, and I think this one has a lot more. Thank you, Gemini. A lot more room to run. It's just really fun to get. And yes, there should be some less expensive Greek bronze. If you can actually, though, request them, that would be really helpful. Let's try this Elagabalus Tetragram. I got to get more than top 20, though. Jordan Evans will immediately outbid. Very nice Syro-Phoenician, modern-day Turkey, ancient Syria, and Antioch. And that one will go to Jordan. Here's a, well, it's not Greek, but it's a nice, less expensive, has been artificially repatented, we believe, but very, very nice Mesopotamian bronze coin of Elagabalus in the Roman provincial period. He probably would have shortly before taken back power from Macrinus and Diadumenian. Should we run the Galba, everybody? It's a really nice 2-month emperor. I think it could be pretty popular. There's an interesting Indian coin I'd want to show in front of it. Cute cat friend leading. And yes, let me find that for you. 505. Is that an Alex? What is 505 actually? I don't know. Oh, is it back here maybe? Yeah, it must be. It's a very nice bronze. Let's run this one for $1 start. The Imperial Chola Dynasty. It's a Rajaraja Kahavanu. Very clear, stylized human. And again, this one's sudden death, so just watch out for that. It's a very beautiful Sicilian bronze. I think that would be fun to run. And then maybe the Galba. Sounds good, CG. Gregory, nice win. A little bit of flan. There's off flan, but beautiful. This one should be fairly high. Beautiful Greek bronze of Hyksos II. And sounds good. Let's find that one, CG. And then the Galba. Fantastic coin. Or maybe the Galba after a Severus Alexander stop. There's a lot of great types in this collection, though. RS right. Gonna win that one. Let's try this Severus Alexander. It looks like there is a pre-bid. We'll dollar start it. Very nice. On the reverse, we're showing a Nona with the modium. On the reverse, a clear cornucopia in her hand. And yeah, not easy to find. Choice VF CG Collectibles will emerge in the lead there at 95. Congrats to CG. There's also some nice looking denarii here. Beautiful Jovi. Now that's very, very pretty with an interesting reverse type. No more in NGC holders of Severus Alexander. This should bid for a good bit higher than 50. But you never know. Beautiful denarius. Eric had a very good eye. Slab denari? I think there might be a couple of them, but we sold a lot of the slab stuff in the last show. I'm not sure, Nathan, and I don't want to promise something and then have it be something different. I'm not selling my own inventory. We have tons of slab denari, so definitely follow Treasure Town for the future. But today we're just bringing the specific collection of Eric Harrison, and I say this all the time. Send me an email, treasure@treasuretown.com. If you ever are, just to even have my contact so that if you decide to sell your collection, this might be a pretty good avenue for you. I think the prices realized are strong, and relative to the really big auction houses, we're able to offer a lot of lots individually instead of asking people to put all of their coins in a group lot or something like that. But beautiful denarius. Market has been a lot stronger on denari. We have an amazing Mesopotamian bronze. We have some really nice Parthian. We've got some interesting coins across the board. Yes, Bill George, they're all from the Eric Harrison collection. And the nice thing is we are both live stream. We have a recording of these live stream auctions, and we have a live stream or a live video on our YouTube channel that documents the collection in perpetuity. So it's got some fun provenance. This is a very nice Rashidun or Umayyad Caliphate. This is the early period when the Islamic ruler, basically the spread of Islam in the Middle East, they took over a lot of territory, and then they struck at first coins that would have imitated the local issues, which this would have imitated Constans II. So it actually has a cross on there, but this is, it's kind of gibberish what they're writing here, and it's an imitation fallas. So really interesting history. Sounds good, Jordan. We did want to run the Galba. Beautiful tetragram from the 10B collection. Nice win for the Noke. This is going to be a 2-year reign. Or not 2-year, 2-month, so tiny amount. This is an Alexandrian Egypt tetragram. Amazing type, and it is from the 10B collection, 1977 provenance. So very popular. On the reverse, we have Eleutheria holding a wreath and a scepter. And then on the obverse, we've got Galba staring right at us. Or not staring at us, staring to the right of us. Got a solid pre-bid in there, and couple of extension bids. Slabs sounds good, Jordan. We can run. Some of our slabs would be fun. Beautiful type. Not easy to find. JJR. That one is going to go to Jordan, UGA fan. Congratulations. Looks like there's a pre-bid on this one. I'm just doing the slabs as they appear here. We've got a really nice Mexican type. We can also run a nice Bactrian coin. It sounds good on both fronts. Maybe we'll do the French next. 64. I'm not sure I see a 64. I think it's 63. No, there should be. Okay, I have to go find it. There it is. No. CG, I'm not immediately finding this 1916 coin. I wonder if I ran that one inadvertently in the last auction. This is actually a different coin. This is a 63 1919. So let me actually just change this. I apologize, but this one is going to change a little bit. But beautiful mint state. It's got the sower, which is inspiration for the Walking Liberty design, Olivier Roti. Fantastic. Silver type. Should bid up considerably, I believe, from the current, but I'm not an expert. Sounds good. I'll pull those requests, 35 and 37. Sounds exciting. Some great Jettens. Let's do a dollar start on this fantastic Mexican temple, 20 centavos with the mint state copper. Just looks amazing here. We also have a really nice Bactrian dram that is of Menander. It's got a scuff and it's brushed, but I think it'll be pretty popular. And then we'll do those two Jettens as requested. There's a great collection of Jettens that I think I have Napoleon Bonaparte in my inventory, but this is just a specific person's collection, the second part of it that we are selling. So that's what's going on here. History coins will win that one. We then have this nice, very nice Menander. This is like Central Asia, possibly near Pakistan today. It's got a little bit of a scratch or a scuff there, and it's been, they've called it brushed, but beautiful, I think. Carchotti lettering on the reverse, fantastic. Portrait of Menander on the front with a nice Bactrian cap. Should bid up. We will see, though. Very, very nice example. And it's V Blacklist. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while since I've looked at it. And, always, keep an eye out for the offerings that we've got on hand. Let's see here. We've got a nice looking Jetton, a Fleur de Lis. Fantastic Nuremberg Jetton. Nuremberg is in Germany, modern day Germany. And this definitely has a nice look to it. Big fan. Also, are people interested in, we have a lot of nice Roman types still available. Roman Alexandria. Type in Alexandria and see what pops up, CG. I don't think there's tons left at this stage. We have a nice Sinope dram. We've got a lot of good coins here. Nice win for Gradon. We'll do the other Rechenpfennig that was requested. And then maybe we'll do, oh, that's actually very, very nice eye peel. I'll type in Alexandria and see what pops up. It looks like there's not much. I don't think we have any Alexandrian. There's maybe a Roman Imperial coin from Alexandria. Yeah, exactly. What's the skew on that one? We can run it. We'll move towards running it shortly. There's a Byzantine coin in front. Thank you so much, Be Anonymous. It's definitely a really good collection. So. Nice one for ZSZ. Fantastic Overstruck Phallus. It's really nice because you can see a clear undertype, which is going to be Justin II and Sophia. But on the obverse, you see Heraclius and his son Heraclius Constantine. And then there you can see the M for 40 Nummus. And then here you can see the M for 40 Nummus that was overstruck. And underneath you can see, I think that should be Sophia on the bottom there. So really, really nice type. Very fun and specific. It's interesting, the patterns of being, how they'd overstrike coins, just I think very appealing from my perspective. I also have a pricey Parthian type with an amazing relief. M. Cohen, nice win. It looks like we've got, where's the die? I just pulled this one. Beautiful. Aiden Dickinson sounds good. Let me find that one. Fantastic looking Galerius in the Jovi Conservatory. Very sharp Tetrarchic phallus. He would have been ruling alongside a couple other rulers at that stage. Let me try to find this 508. Yeah, that'd be very fun. I do want to get some of the Roman types first, but then just good looking. We'll have the next, the Maximinus Daza, also Tetrarchic period. It says Imperator. Congrats, we've got another nice one. Next up after that, Alexandria Mint, Genio Caesaris. Fantastic style and very, very clear. Obverse, you can see a lot of good detail in the hair. Then we'll try 0508, the Saudi silver. And you can see Nobilis Caesar. Great, great bronze. Oh. Sounds good, deal enjoyer? Sounds good. Here is a nice Saudi Arabian. Has a good amount of silver value in this and a nice old collector's ticket. So very, very solid. 1935 Saudi. Sounds good. Let's find this 202. I think was requested. A nice Paleologian trachea. ZS Rem. Very nice. Bronze trachea, a little tougher of a type to find. It has a fantastic cross being held there with a nice star. 251, and we will get that bronze very shortly. 251. Ooh, that's a nice Salanina silvered ant. Again, slightly less of a cup shape than some of the similar types of its time. This is a great Denarius coming up, though. And this is definitely not a type that I find super often. The Noke, nice win. Let's do 251, then I think this one will be very popular. Salanina was the Empress alongside of Gallienus. We see Pudicitia on the reverse. Very, very nice style. VI. I've seen things that would have speculated XXI would have said 20 parts silver to 1 part, or 20 parts bronze to 1 part silver. I wonder if this was an earlier 5 to 1. That wouldn't necessarily mean that it actually had that content. And then CG, we're going to get that coin for you up next. Our app. Gemini coins. Very, very nice mix. Nice win from JJR. Awesome. Let's see. It's got a pre-bid already at $26. That should be massively eclipsed here. Fantastic. I think it's the Dioscuri on the back of that. And then let's see. 251. No, not 251. 299. I already sold that request. JJR will win that one. 297. No, we're looking for 299. A beautiful Artabanus dram. This would have been near Christ's lifetime or shortly after his death. Not too far away. There's our Sachis on the reverse. The script is still fairly clear, but maybe gibberish. I'm not exactly sure. There's a nice Azes type. I feel like now would be the time we have an ex-Candorni coin in here. Nice win for HTC. Good to hear from you. This one is going to start with a... I want to show the relief on this, which is totally amazing. Just a beautiful coin. Starting at $3.99. This one is one of the few that would remain protected. Just amazing. Take a look on the reverse as well as to how nice that looks. It's just beautiful. Top of the line. And we have a nice Indo-Scythian bronze, which is a debased silver dram. Me too. Not super common, but not super rare. They were Azes. Basically, the Indo-Scythians become the Kushan Empire. We have a nice selection here. I'm just looking at some of what's outstanding. I'm very pleased with it. Our next is a Roman provincial coin that I think has fantastic eye appeal. That one will be going to Eric. Congratulations. This next one is really beautiful. It is an Odessus Moesia Inferior Gordian III Roman provincial with quite nice eye appeal. It shows Theos Megas standing, holding a patera over an altar and cornucopia. Magnificent laureate draped in cuirassed bust, facing right on the front. That is a beautiful coin. There's a couple other very nice graded types. Gregory Dorr, 96835. Here we have a medieval Hungarian bronze, which is pretty awesome. We've got a clear dual portrait. They're both holding crosses. And then on this side, I believe it is a stylized Madonna and Child design, which is fascinating. Again, there's a bit of a bend in it, which I've mentioned, but on this side we see Bella the Third and Stephen the Third. Just a really, really cool type that you don't see too often. Oh, and a beautiful Limes Antonianus, and then we can run maybe the Paphlagonian. There's some very nice silvers. Just beautiful. Nice win for history. Here we've got a limes antoninianus. Basically, my understanding is that these would have been struck for use on military frontiers. They were clearly not silver, but they could have been then exchanged upon return for a silver coin. And so this is one of the nicest styles of limes that I've seen. They would have been struck with pretty good quality, but again, in base metal. This has a long way to go. Imp for Imperator Emperor. Gordianus, he was the third Gordian in 238. There were two other Gordian, the first and second, that died in rapid succession, giving way to Pupienus and Balbinus. Pius is like Pius, Felicitas, or Felix. I think that's like the good. And then Aug is Augustus, his claiming the throne, basically. And then again, on the reverse, we see Fortuna, seated facing left. I think, these are really, really fun. What's going on, Gabriel? Everybody who's joining now should follow Gabriel Vandervoort. He has some very nice coins to offer. Is an expert. I think he's sold on the, he made films for the BBC about antiquities and coins, traveling the world. And so now one of my more recent discoveries on Whatnot, I'll be trying to raid his show at the conclusion of this one. Fantastic Paphlagonian Sinope dram with the beautiful eagle on the back. That is an S in Greek, I-N-O. It is, Yasha. Great to hear from you. Travioli currently in the lead at 130. We'll see where this one lands. It'll be at 130. A nice win, 498. Let's see. Though I don't know that I'd describe myself as the great. A very nice, not sure exactly where on, these are some great Ken Dorney, who has a fantastic, I think that's a hexa-style temple on the back there. It says 95. I'll just assume we'll start it for 69 bucks. It's a really good eye appeal bronze. Okay, sounds good. Awesome, Travioli. Nice win. I'm very glad that you got it. I'm very, very happy to hear that. Oh, we've got a lot of nice European types as well. Nope. Well, Yasha, this is actually a collection of coins that was consigned to me. So it's, the consigner is Eric Harrison. I'm selling his collection coin by coin. It's a great type, Ant-Man. And so it looks like he bought some great examples from Ken. Now let's see other examples. We've got 006. We've been doing these just only for time. They've all been selling at 39 or higher. And if there's other requests here, 0153. That's the great stylized head of Roma. 153. Yes, we can definitely get some nice and great horse. That'll be the first unsold. We'll come back to it later. We've got a 153, nice province of Rhine, city of Krefeld, sudden death, Notgeld, very interesting obverse type, 1917. Looks like a young German soldier, though I'm not exactly sure who that would have been. Very, very nice obverse and interesting reverse. We've got a nice 1913 Barber dime in silver. I think there might be a couple of those, but not to any significant extent, Divine Currency. Thanks for asking. Aiden Hildebrand going to win that one. Here we have a nice toned 1949 2.5 Kurus. Oh, wow, that's some really fun purple rainbow toning on what should be normally like a brass coin. That's actually really interesting and cool. Love that. Sounds good. I don't think I won't be able to tag, just so you know as a heads up where you're not. I do have some Ecuadorian, a little bit of South American silver. Let me just figure out how much silver is in one of these guys, and then we'll go ahead and sell. We've got about across this lot $13.20 of silver per NGC. And they probably have some exciting numismatic value above that. Would be struck, not like massively, but by a little bit. I mean, it's not super common to see struck in Philadelphia, actually. Very interesting types. Again, that one will go to M. Cohen. I'm not sure. It looks like he had one other lot of 3. If you didn't get it on the first, you might get it on the second. There we go. 3 more. And then nice win for ZSZREM. This one is going to have melt value of $40.66. So we are going to be offering it at $40. Should bid a bit higher. It is a Mozart silver commemorative €10 coin. Really interesting. We've got the Phoenix on there, Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Very, very nice style. And that one will go to JPG. We have a very nice Kai Khusro Seljuks of Rum silver dirham. I'll go no sudden death. That's actually quite nice eye appeal, I would say. Very solid type. Oh wow, there's a huge bean money that I'm really excited for. Nice win. Let's see what this is. A nicer bean. Probably like a 49 start for being this large. A Genbun era under Sakuramachi Tenno. Really fun. Gabriel will be the first bidder there. Yes, exactly, Jay Dizzle. We're only going with what's part of Eric's collection here. It does give me, congrats to Gabe, nice win. It's nice to get the, I would say above that many, above 15, I think is a little tougher to find. I often get a bunch of beans in around like the 10-gram range. Awesome, glad that. That will motivate me also to text you the photos on the ant nose for your approval, because some of them are in such good condition. The Thai stuff is pretty nice, and I did just buy from Japan another like 150 of the Thai coins, but I'll show you the ones from that other one I mentioned. This one's really good. 1740. It's still got a very clear cross, very good detail on the reverse. Nice Swiss example. Jojo T. Any more Japanese? I have tons of Japanese coins. Maybe I'll even have to do like a Monday evening sale here. I'm going to do my first eBay live stream, which is pretty exciting, tomorrow night, and I have no idea what I'm doing. It's really annoying to upload coins with this specific description, so I'm just going to be bringing most stuff like, what's it called, as coin. It's all going to be coin on screen examples. This is a farthing, so a 1/4 penny from Britain. These are like prior to the Condor tokens. They're basically Civil War tokens privately issued for use in small change and commerce. And yes, we'll do the Julian the Apostate coin after the Safavid Abbasi that we're going to offer next. But yeah, Lucky Fox, we're going to have tons of Japanese. We also have, I did buy some of the earlier 2 shoe, like some very nice stuff that's like, call it in the 150 to 200 range. And then we should have some Japanese gold coming, 2 or 3 weeks from now. So we should be, and we have some chogans. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what a chogan is. but it is a rarer type that it basically resembles like a huge Japanese log of base metal and silver. And they were struck a good while ago. Basically, I was realizing I've sold so many boo, so many shoe, so many bean money. People probably want to get some of those like vanity pieces that, if somebody thinks your shoe is insane from the Tokugawa shogunate, if you pull out a Chogun, they're going to be like, this is absolutely insane and extremely cool. So, yeah, that will be exciting as well. Nice win for Mr. Matty Buys. Let's try this great Julian the Apostate. Julian the Apostate, he's one of the last big pagan rulers of, well, no, he's the first in a while after, but I think he's one of the last as well, of the Constantinian dynasty. This one should bid fairly high. I would predict it going another 50% higher. It is beautiful. It's a votive type, so I believe it's like thanks for the first 10 years, prayers for 20. And it just has a magnificent look to it. Maybe we'll do a couple other Roman ones after it. But yeah, no, it's fun. Everything, or basically everything, is going to be dollar start. Nice win for Gabe. And so let's see. Fantastically toned Theodosius the Great bronze. You can see some of the blue hues there. I think they're a little clearer on this side. Very, very nice. And again, Kizikis Mint. Super sharp. Astro K in the lead. We'll go to Astro K. Let's see. 163. Let's find that coin. There's a nice mix of Islamic ones that we haven't covered. Sure, yeah, let's find this French silver. We might want to... This one is like a little bit of a premium to melt typically. I think melt one here is $32.99. We'll probably start this one at like 36. I have to think about whatnot fees as well. Is that right? I don't think that it's not 0.642 ounces though. I apologize for that. That's misleading. It is 30. Oh shoot! I did not put a start bid on this. Dang. Doesn't get to 36. I'll pretend it sold to 36 to the consigner. But there's $32. Yes, this is going to be silver. It is 90% silver. $32.99 of silver in here. And it shows Descartes on the front. It's interesting. At first, they would have shown, like, they did circulating commemorative designs. That one will go to JPG. Thanks for bailing me out of that one. We've got a nice hold Russian silver coin, and then we do have an Ecuadorian sucre as well. This one's going to be 1889 5 kopecks. And I think any other requests from folks, I'm pretty much going to run whatever we have. We do have one. We still have a nice pot. We have a couple graded coins left, not many. Astro K going to win that one. Here's this silver sucre, which price about $8 or so, maybe a little touch more than that. No, I think about $8 something of silver in 1934. Struck in Philadelphia, which I think is really fun. Mr. Matty, yes, we're doing kind of a Dutch auction situation. So we have a Mithridates II Parthian coin that I know was purchased for like $400-ish, and so I would offer it for $360. Beautiful Cambodian with the Chinese character above. We also have a nice Aurelian antoniniani. Very, very nice. look to it. But let's try the Persian Mithridates, minted at Ragai. 369, no sudden death. Just an amazing type. Non is going to be the first bidder on it. Just beautiful relief as well. It's not a relief you see often. It's probably the nicest, Parthian dram that I've personally offered. Okay, my general rule is if the person immediately says that it was an accident, that I'll honor it. I like if it was an accident, I'm not going to force somebody through on what would be the most expensive coin offered today. Please immediately request a cancellation though, because I need to get this uploaded back, because I need to sell it today. So please move quickly on that. Beautiful Aurelian Bill and Antonianus. The other frustrating thing is that I guess you'll get, anyways. Fantastic Aurelian Antoninianus. It's got great silvering. And so yeah, please cancel that non so I can sell it again. This one should have some more bids north. Mr. Matty buys, nice win. Let's see, 0241. This one's also in nice shape. Please go to, and this has the Concordia, shaking hands with Concordia. This one's in nice shape. Gregory Dorr. Let me make sure that I can. It's much better though. I generally don't accept people who like tell me that their kid bid on something and then went and showed them that they won, because I feel like that's the oldest trick in the book. But if somebody immediately addresses it, it's going to be, that makes a lot of sense to me. And I typically accept, but I don't like accepting just like, oh, I realized I didn't want it anymore. That kind of thing can be a bit frustrating. Non-US coins. Let's see. All right, EHC 0240. Very nice Gallienus Bill and Antonianus. Super solid strike. Exactly, Charlie. I'll re-offer the Mithridatic at 359 just in case other people had wanted it at that price. Nice one for Mr. Matty buys. We've got a nice barbarous type, a Gallic Antoninianus from the EH collection. That I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to. Not that it wasn't anything you did, but I feel like Whatnot makes that so it shouldn't be allowed to happen. But crazy stuff goes on, I guess. Nice one for Buccaneer. Yep, thanks. Got the cancellation request. I'll be able to process that. Thanks for figuring it out. Just have to be very careful there. And again, I can't penalize somebody if they're going to go that quickly and be upfront about it. We do have some fun other types, though, that I'm excited to keep highlighting. Looks like we have a nice Herennius Etruscus and non-thanks. What type of coins do you normally collect, non? This, I think, will probably start at like 49 bucks. It should bid a good touch higher than that, even. Maybe even 59. Herennius Etruscus, not a super common ruler. Very nice Syro-Phoenician style. Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. It's good to give people the benefit of the doubt, so glad we could get that one processed. Nice one for Maddie Buys. We've got a Claudius Gothicus Antoninianus. Also very good eye appeal. Looks like a Exercit example. When we have some other nice Romano-Gallic. There's also a nice mix of great Islamic style. Oh, you just got into ancient coins? Nice. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's so many types. I feel like non implies that there, we've sold some interesting Indian. I mean, when I see non, I think of non bread. I feel like my sister's a vegetarian, so I feel like as a family, our favorite was always frequently Indian cuisine because we'd have stuff for every. There's a lot of fantastic vegetarian dishes in a way that some other cuisines aren't quite as amenable to. This is a great Victorinus Antoninianus, which also just looks really good. And then we have a nice Claudius Gothicus after that as well. Nice win. And we'll do Gothicus. We also have some nice like Sasanian. We have some great, again, a lot of good Indian. I know we have some beautiful Gaudia Pisces that I noticed were fantastic. Genius on the reverse of that. Sharp items. Groton. Nice win. This is going to be minted at Merv. Sasanian with the fantastic jeweled head, like super jeweled crown, I mean to say. Of Khusro, who would have been one of the last rulers. The Sasanians would fall to the Islamic rulers. They have Zoroastrian religion featured prominently on the reverse there. Nice to have the specific mint mark on this one as well. Last Druid in the lead. And just a great type. We also have some Abbasid dirhams. Just wide mix of interesting Islamic types. Let's see. This one's nice looking. Wow, that's actually a really sharp type. I hadn't really focused on the reverse of that guy. So this one's fantastic looking. I think it'll be pretty popular. And this is under Al-Muqtadir. We have some, I think, Harun al-Rashid that we can start offering shortly. That one's going to be by Maddie Buys. Yeah, exactly. We can tell some of the script here. So this is basically a citation to Allah. Then you would have Madinat al-Salam. I actually don't know. I know how to read the Wasit mint. I'm not sure which one's Madinat al-Salam. But then you'd have the different script around the edge. Talks about what year it is. Gabe, who's a staff member of Treasure Town, is fantastic at identifying Islamic types, and he's really developed a strong skill in that, and I'm very grateful for it. So we have a, Eric put together a nice collection of Islamic items. This one's, I mean, possibly Islamic, but it's more Turkic. It's a Seljuk of Rum. And that's because Seljuk would have been a leader, but Rum is like a Turkicized pronunciation of Rome. So they would have viewed themselves as the, kind of taking over for that they were Romans in kind of an interesting way and a twist, basically. So I find that very fascinating. And that would have been under Kai Khusrau. Khusrau, as if you noticed, was the name of the Sasanian ruler. So there's, it's a Khusrau. It's often a commonly taken name of ruler. This one's in really nice shape. Take a look at how clear. It's got a bit of a dark, either patina or just, strike type, but Gemini leading. Nice win for Gemini. Abbasid governors, Hemidram. This is basically after the Islamic rulers, the Abbasids, take over the Sasanian, or maybe at that point it was Umayyad, but at this point it was Abbasids by the 780s. They would have it wouldn't have been worth it to like totally dominate this area. Nice win by Mori. Here we have a demashkment. Al-Adi the First. Ayubid. Actually, I don't get tons of this type in, and it's the intertwined trefoil. Just a very fascinating selection here, and a bunch of nice types. Again, feel free to continue to look through, see what stands out to you in terms of the remaining offers. That one will go to Mori. We have a nice Alawi Sharifs in modern day Morocco, a silver dirham. Frozen, or it may not be frozen date actually, but that's the Hijri calendar year, 1188. But it's nice to see that early 1188 date. That's the Hijri Islamic calendar. That would have corresponded to 1774. So this coin was being struck in Morocco right as America was fighting for its freedom, which is also pretty interesting, I would say. Oops. No damage reported, but I'll try to show both sides pretty clearly there. Yeah, just an interesting type. Brandon Farr. But I don't know. I'm curious your guys' thoughts. Would it be interesting if I did like a monthly auction, basically like this, where everything is dollar start and everything has its own? It's like able to be traced back to Treasure Town monthly auction, April, or with a full lot viewing preview. I was thinking it could be really fun. This one is going to be a Jabal Al Fida mint. I'm glad it seems popular because it's been really fun, and my thought is that it would also be structured on like a Saturday or something, and then it would so that nobody's at work, or not nobody, but more people are not at work, and we could do like dollar, like it would say lot. It would the order. I wouldn't be able to accommodate additional orders if that makes sense. Beautiful silver, and I realized I accidentally kept sudden death for this one, but this one's a magnificent Ottoman type from 1839. Should have a nice flurry here. Nice one for Jojo T. Let's see, 56. Last of these nice dirhams. But it seems like it'd be fun. The other Andronicus trachea. Can you tell me what the SKU for the other Andronicus trachea would be? So it looks like a nice Shahrukh Mirza example. I was going to offer next, though, a beautiful Umayyad dirham, which should, that should be a little pricier of a type. It's our only Umayyad Caliphate Hijri calendar year. It's within the first century of the Islamic calendar. Beautiful, beautiful style. This one is going to be the Wasit mint. Just amazing look to it. And I think it'll have a couple more bits here. There's Wasit underneath the script. Again, I think that's kind of like a citation referencing Allah. And then on the reverse, 4 more layers of script with a lot of the citation around there. Sounds good. Thank you, Deal Enjoyer, for that call out. That one will go to Will B. Congratulations. Shahrukh Mirza Timurid would have been founded by Tamerlane. I think we see similar script. Pretty nice eye appeal example here. And then we'll do the Andronicus Paleologus Billen Trachea. Alexander Greek. Lucky Fox, we're running a little lower on that, I would say, in this collection. We do have a worn Alexander Dram, but we have tons and tons of that material in our other auctions, so I would not... Today, basically, just for your context, we're selling Eric Harrison, the second part, and basically the final part of his collection. Really nice mix of coins. But if he doesn't have it in his collection, we're not offering it. I think possibly going forward, what I'll do is I'll have a similar style auction, and we'll do an Alexander the Great Dram next. Is that for a collection like this, I might offer it alongside with in a monthly auction. Say there was like 500 items. 350 might be somebody's collection, and then 150 might be my own coins. This one is going to be struck posthumously at Magnesia. Fantastic type. Actually, I would pay more than $60 for it if I pay $65 to somebody if they win it below that. I think it'll bid higher though. It's got a little damage as shown up top, but a nice Alexander bronze. Guess Gabe is leading on this one. Fram. And then, yeah, again, Magnesia is going to be the mint on this guy. Fram will win it. Let's see. It does look like somehow there's another nice... This is a beautiful looking Celtic Quinarius. Exactly, Astro. I would say, like, candidly, I think given that I'm making less before my own costs, but after whatnot fees, I'm making something like 17%. I would say in an average sale, that's what I'll try to target on like a big coin, but on smaller coins. So I probably actually would make a little less money for selling this collection. The first night, though, was a larger than normal amount of coins, but I don't know if that makes sense. Like, if I sell a coin for $7 or $8, normally I'll try to have like $3 of cost in it because it just doesn't... It's not economical for me to make $1 a coin. So this is in no way me complaining. I think the most interesting case study part of it, I mean, I think we did a fantastic in terms of getting more money than the consignor had paid for. We outlined a lot of it at which point it was purchased. I think it's been really good. I think people have really liked it. The bids have been, I would say, a little stronger than if I was kind of selling them on my own. I think the biggest difference too is that it's a dollar start auction, so there have been some coins that have gone a bit cheap. But really, my favorite part about it is just being able to represent a collection and then have that collection documented for basically eternity, or as long as YouTube exists, which probably won't be eternity, but I am positive on YouTube. Um, exactly. So that was my thought. I mean, I think probably some things that I would consider would be different rates based off of what the coin consigned for. Exactly. The nice thing also that's been really fun about it is that frankly Eric put together a really nice collection. So um, it's very fun to sell through. If it wasn't quite as nice material, also maybe I would be more reluctant, or if it was like literally every coin was the same. He did have a penchant for buying nicer eye appeal items, and it's interesting to see that consistently show up. And I feel like some of it he had purchased from me. At times, I was like, "Oh, these are pretty strong prices," but it also shows that I feel like as Ancients has grown, people have people can recognize that he bought nice eye appeal items basically. So yeah, I mean, I think I'd love to market it. I don't think that this would be the best route to take if you have like a $500,000 collection, but also it might be, and it might just be worth then running a bunch of live sales. I don't know. The other thing that I would do is like different really big name auction houses. I often can, if I'm selling a bunch of coins to them, I can negotiate some slightly better rates, that kind of thing. So I feel well equipped to represent most tiers of collectors, if that makes sense. And I think this would be a really good format for call like the 5 or 10 to $100,000 collection. Maybe we treat something special if there's coins that are above $1,000, or like if every coin in a collection is worth $500. Is I don't think Whatnot's the best place to take it. But I mean, I'm super transparent, I'd say, about how I look at this. And I just wanted to get it done. And I think I've been really proud with how we've been able to represent the collection. So very nice Kremnica Slovakia mint, modern day Slovakia in the Hungarian domain. Let's do a sudden death on a nice note gelt. These would have been post World War One, but this one's in Poland, which is kind of interesting. Last of the note geld in the collection. Yeah, exactly. I think I could definitely see that. The tricky thing on that one, I would say, is that it doesn't scale super high because do I pay millions of dollars every year to all the employees? No, but I think I pay them well enough where we really have to get a return above the time that they get paid for, if that makes sense. So I would say that would be the only obstacle on the photoing. Maybe there'd be a world where, if I found somebody who, but I don't know if that makes sense. Like, that's the trickiest part with that business because nobody wants to pay 20-30 bucks a photo. That's not a fair price to charge. But all the administrative work, I'm particularly thinking about like the shipping expense. Tetrarchus the second, by the way, you can see it's Caesar. This would have been a Roman breakaway emperor in the Romano-Gallic Empire. He and his father Tetrarchus were at the end of it. We do have this posthumous coin, actually, is the first of the breakaway emperors. Here's another nice Caesar. So, I mean, there's a whole load of things that we could go for. In the near term, I think expanding, I really want YouTube to come up with like a live auctioning system like Whatnot, because that's kind of our core platform. But I've heard a lot of good things about TikTok, and then we're going to start with eBay, just to try to see what's out there, basically. Because I think the live selling is I saw some stat like 20 to 30% of shopping in China is done by live. Um, and my guess is in America it's probably like 1% right now. So I think I'd love to basically take this nimble consignment format and extend it, you know, just kind of be able to quickly scale it. It'll be a really fun case study to have. Beautiful posthumous XF condition. Um, I think so. I mean, especially with coins, it's not. It's way. I would way rather bid on something live. It's basically like I'm looking at it in person. Now, people can use tricky lighting. Hopefully, nobody thinks that that's the case with me. Um, we just use a basic lamp light overhead. Should probably bid a little higher here. We'll see though. Maybe it will land. That one will go for $61. We've got a Cypriot, Cypriot type here. Let's see. This one I think could bid reasonably well. This would have been shortly after they would have lost control of India. So we can see it says Georges the Sixth, but it no longer references India, and it's a nice half piastre type. I think it's different for me. Like, I'm still just going to go on Amazon and buy a lot of stuff versus seeing it live. Yes, exactly, Barry. I agree with that. That's where I think it's maybe better or a little more suited in this price range. That one was touch cheap. Let's see. Will dollar start this guy? Very, very solid looking Valens Follis. Lucky Fox, I would say I've been trying to get onboarded to eBay, and theirs is way worse in terms of easily uploading my items. I need to figure it out though, because I'm very accustomed to Whatnot. I think Whatnot for me is by far preferred the interface, but we have to see. And I've heard that there's higher prices achieved on eBay, to be quite frank. So that's where I'm also interested in. Obviously, if I could sell everything for 30% more somewhere else, I probably would. But I'm very committed to Whatnot. Some of the guys that do it did tell me that they basically stopped Whatnotting after eBay, but I just don't foresee that. I really like Whatnot. I don't know if that makes sense. I have some really fun shipwreck coins. I have a couple Cisterci asses of Augustus and Drusus. I have this fantastic Leontini tetradrachm that was displayed in the Boston Museum of Fine Arts. Trying to think of some other cool ones. Yeah, I mean, again, shipwrecks. I have a really fun Netherlands ducat in gold that I was gifted when I turned 18. That was like my big gift. It had been the prized coin that I'd cataloged for the coin shop that I worked at, and so there's been a good mix of stuff. I would say we have really nice Roman bronzes here, and I have lots of inexpensive shipwrecks available. But in today's auction, again, I've stuck with we're only selling the Eric Harrison collection. But I think it would be, and it would almost boost. Okay, this is very nice looking Aquileia Crispus, higher grade bronze, beautiful shape, super pleasing. Buckhaven, I don't think there's any. Actually, let me look. Let me make sure that there's no shipwreck in this collection. There might be maybe an Admiral Gardner or two. No shipwreck in here. Thankfully, there's no shortage of really good coins to offer, but no shipwreck. This is a great Licinius. He was the longest co-ruler who would become Constantine the Great, but eventually Constantine the Great accuses him of overstepping his bounds and captures him and basically eventually kills him. But very, very nice looking bronze. Beautiful. Fel Tempor Reparatio, Constantius Gallus as Caesar. Fantastic sword spearing the soldier type. And Constantius Gallus is a little less common. He would have been like a Caesar, which is not the actually title for the main ruling individual. And then we have some really nice. The Milvian Bridge, Sean Mill, I believe that actually would have been against either Maxentius or Maximinus II Daza. I'm not sure, though, so I don't want to say something I don't know. But the Milvian Bridge, I'm under the impression that was like 312 AD. I could be misquoting. If somebody could look it up, that would be really helpful, because I should know and everybody else should know. And if it was the Milvian Bridge battle, that's the point at which Constantine claims to see a cross in the sky, or the symbol of Chi Rho, which Chi is C, Rho is R, so CR for Christus. Amazing Claudius ant, by the way, here. And so that's what the question was referred to there. Let me see who Milvian Bridge. I'm looking it up on my laptop. The 312. Maxentius. Okay, I'm pleased. I think I said Maxentius or Maximinus Daza. So he was fighting Maxentius. At that point, it was a tetrarchy. And if you think like tetradram is 4 drams, basically it's a Okay, yeah. So I don't know if that makes sense. Tetradram is 4 drams. Tetrarchy would have been 4 rulers. So you would have had Maximinus, Licinius, Maxentius, and Constantius splitting up 4 parts of the empire. This is a very, very nice high eye peel Virtus with legionary standard. A lot of very nice Roman examples here. Jojo T. It's going to win that one. Gallienus. Beautiful. It has a little bit of nice die clash on it. But a very amazing looking obverse there. Very flashy. Gemini, nice win. Gordian, silver denarius. In quite solid shape, though a little weaker reverse die, I would say, and it's probably been cleaned a little too much, but I mean, it's a Gordian, the 3rd denarius, a little less common than the antoninianus, which would have been introduced with a radiate crown by Caracalla, but popularized under Gordian, with basically saying you'd replace the denarius with 2 times the silver in a coin, but then they actually didn't. Classic move, caused a lot of inflation and a rapid decrease in confidence for the coin. A little bit of bronze disease on this Macedonian Philip type. I think that's BD. Could potentially be quite positively cleaned, or maybe it's just some other incrustation. Nice harpa within a wreath on the reverse. Super solid Greek style. And then very clear, again, head of Heracles on the obverse of that coin. A beautiful Philip the Arab Pisidia Antiochian standard. Amazing, and yes, we'll do 272 shortly. Very, very amazing little Roman provincial type. Believe it could bid a touch higher. I mean, this one's fantastic. And that one will go to Astro K. We've got right here a nice Macedonian. Ooh, very, very nice Macedonian helmet with a star above. That's really cool. 350 BC. And again, always excited to see what else people might be interested in. Jove, great. I'm glad you're here for this one. I mean, it's super, super cool. Nice Macedonian type that you definitely won't find quite as often. This one's also going to be pretty popular. It's a fantastic 4 sheafs of corn, time of Philip I, Roman provincial bronze in really good shape. Yeah, man, I was pumped for you on that one. Ancient Egypt, I think we've mostly sold out of. We do have some of those types in our collection or in our inventory, so can keep you updated to the extent we have them in the future. I don't think there's much Egypt though. Let me look. No, there's nothing from Egypt left in Eric's collection. Here we've got a nice Greek Seleucus and Pieria. Very, very nice. That looks like Apollo standing on the reverse. And then a very nice obverse, actually. That's a nice coin. Very good looking. Yeah, Big Pappy, we actually do have a couple of Celtic coins. I think, let's see how many there are left. Well, we can run most of the Celtic types outstanding. Maybe to save on time, I'll start them at 34 and sudden death them. Very, very nice. Obverse here. Great reverse prancing horse Quinarius. And there's different types too, right? I think we have some with the boar. That one will go to Maddie Buys. I think right here this one has a boar, which is probably preferable. We'll maybe leave off sudden death, but yeah, there you can see the Sakani type, because some of these are Adwi and a very clear obverse facing left. Hey, Jane Marie. Got 107 of about 211 coins sold, so right around halfway. Nice one for Big Pappy. Let's see. This one right here is, and there's a world in which there are more than this, but I don't think there's tons more. This is nice because you have the full Q Dochi spelled out right there to the bottom of it, facing left with the head. And then there we've got a horse. So we will get those after. I think this may be some of the last. This one looks a little more worn, but you have a very nice, you have like the afro style hair of the obverse, which is really solid, and you can see his eye and the very elongated stylistic nose and the boar. It's just not in super high condition. I just typed in AED. I don't think so, and if I type in SEQ, not either. I'm pretty sure Isaiah's picking some up in Texas. Yeah, then that's an Indian coin. So then we've got the Astro K request, which we'll do all of. Oh, some fun Civil War tokens. I think a lot of these, I think we'll start, 29 bucks is a little less than all of them were purchased for, so we'll start them there with no sudden death, and then if this doesn't go, I might, or if it goes low, I might raise in the future. But a beautiful Albany Broadway token. It says Union Flower, so probably would have been used to support or make reference to the American Northern Union War effort. It's real cool, the Hochberg. Ephesus B coins, Nep. I've got some, but not in this collection. Got some, but not in this collection. Here we have a nice apothecary 1 dram weight. Beautiful apothecary weight 1 dram, 1863. This one is actually in really nice shape. And then we have some other fun examples. But yeah, I mean, still a lot of fun to be had with the remainder of this collection. What day would be better? I haven't pulled up the Ephesus for a long time. See if there's anything on our eBay. I know we just sold a Ephesus tetragram shortly after we uploaded it. This one's a little bit cleaned, but it's a nice fruit dealers, Albany, Benjamin, and Herrick on 427 Broadway Street. I'll have to bring it to a future sale. It's the one I have in stock is really expensive. Which one, de Hochberg? I think basically it's typically recommended to do sodium sesquicarbonate. If it is in fact Bronze disease, there's some green incrustation that's not Bronze disease, but it's frustrating if we sell one and some creeps on over time. Depends on the storage conditions and everything. But typically sodium sesquicarbonate would be the best route to take. Light green and crusty. If it's really embedded and caked on there, it might just be non-Bronze disease. And I'm not trying to, obviously I don't want to sell anybody going with Bronze disease. But there is a such thing as green incrustation. It's not Bronze disease. If it's flaking off, that would be Bronze disease. That's if it's flaky. Hunters, yes, but I can be really slow to respond. Maybe send an email to treasure@treasuretown.com. Yeah, I just don't want to give you the wrong. I don't want to give you bad info, basically. What's the type of coin, and did I sell it as like a Bronze disease? Do you remember what the coin was? This one will be a very interesting Sueciava counterfeit, or Suecava counterfeit. Gustavus Adolphus would have been the imitator, but it would have been local circulation. Oh, I'm really pleased about that, Timmer. There's some awesome coins in the collection, so we were pumped to represent it, and we are here. Ooh, interesting. That doesn't seem like it would be too likely to have Bronze disease on it, but I guess really it's a buoyed coin with Bronze disease, because that's a silver coin. I don't know if that makes sense. It's very unlikely that a buoyed silver dirham would have incrustation that's Bronze disease. Maybe if there's some kind of deposit on top of the coin, that would have been, I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but maybe if there was some deposit on the coin that was bronze or base metal that would have had some kind of incrustation, but I don't know that then sodium sesquicarbonate would be the right thing, if that makes sense. This one is a really cool German John Roe Pfennig from the medieval times, purchased in 1979. Could have been. Okay, sounds good. Nep. Maybe all of them sold out. We can see what looks like a face facing us right here. I know we have like 3 or 4 of them at grading, but we have some stuff at grading and it takes like, maybe 15, 20 months to come back. So it can be a little frustrating on that view as well. Perfect. I mean, it is like 2000. I mean, that's the kind of range that the really nice ones that are still available. I think but there should be some like cheap, like 1/24th oboe, or like a a sixth obol or something like that you might be able to buy for like $60 or something in that range. But that sounds good, and we'll get the Cappadocian up after. Looks like there's two other silver ones, and we'll have a Cappadocian silver. Very nice, 1919 20 centavos. Alan will snag that type. Alan says that the payment did not quite go in. Smaller ones. Okay. Perfect. I don't know if NGC will get. I don't know if NGC will turn it around that quickly, but if they do, they'll be on here basically. Because I think the only one I have is like a tetradrachm and like XF or VF or something, which is a really expensive coin, the B Stag. That is very confusing to me, De Hochberg. Here is a Weimar aluminum 200 mark. Do you want to send photos to treasure@treasuretown.com? I'd like to take a look. Yes, Nep, that sounds good. I don't want to do really bad customer service. It may be challenging to specifically remember, but feel free to email treasure@treasuretown.com. That's probably the best place. This is a very nice looking Cappadocian. Just wouldn't make sense to me tons, Hochberg, that a silver coin would have that incrustation. I'd like to see, yeah, I'd be curious to see photos, and maybe I could figure it out a little more from there as well. Oh, we have a very nice Macedonian type coming up. This one, Ariarthes the fifth, not a common type, 54, I think, likely to move a good touch above that level. But it's possible, Hochberg. What's going on, Krabby? How are you doing? How's the TikTok stream? I was just telling them that some people have said, was the market decent? I know you said I've found it to be really solid recently. It's fun right now. We're just selling somebody's. Oops, this says AD. It is firmly BC. Dollar start. A beautiful Macedonian bronze. Yeah, how was the sale compared to a little bit while ago? We have a couple nice Macedonian bronzes. I should have seen if Jove was around. Okay, that's exciting. I feel like I was telling them that it's going to be a real pain for me though, because the custom upload feature is struggling a lot on whatnot. I think this has a lot of room, by the way. Robert, no, not in this collection. We've sold out of them. You're probably looking at Sistophori, certain Seleucid tetradrachms, certain Parthian tetradrachms, no shekels, Nebu, nice win. Here we have a nice Philip unit. And we'll do 0496. Caligula, I think maybe we sold a Caligula last time. But I think it'll be fun. I'll try to do a show midweek. I know a lot of people have been asking for stuff with some of the new, the incoming coins. Maybe I can get it off as early as Monday. Left facing head of Apollo, and then a youth on a horseback there. Oh, and it does seem like we have a nice mix of Macedonian stuff even beyond this. We'll do the one posthumous coin, but then we'll come back with more Macedonian. I think I see a Cassander type. We have a Taveri or Treveri mint. Beautiful posthumous Antonianus ex Candorni Victoria. I mean, magnificent looking item. And then we'll try the Macedon. If I type in Macedon, okay, actually this is the last not this one, but the next one will be the last Macedonian type we offer from Eric's collection. And Krabby, I was going to ask you about if there was if you thought the Kissy pennies or the Manillas were interesting. I just don't see them that often. And then if you wanted any of the NGC no grade stuff, because it is going to be coming back. It just seems to take so long to turn around. Gotcha. I'll have to. Here's Ken's flip actually. I will reach out. Beautiful Cassander type. And then we should be getting like a mix of like Seleucid and like all types of crazy Greek back. There's like 500 mixed at NGC, but they were subbed like 4 months ago, so probably we'll take another 3 or 4. That's funny. Beautiful. Yeah, Cassander. And then we have a rare Pamphylian bronze. Very nice looking. And 3, that sounds good. We'll try 382. Oh yeah, that's a fun gold belly. Thanks, Nep. Man, if NGC turn around in 2 months, be a real game changer. I think we're gonna get a shipment of a bunch of Christ Falls from them soon, though, which would be awesome. It's moved at least to not to quality control yet, but to grading, encapsulation, and imaging. This is going to be Southern Indian, I believe. Tiny little gold belay, like a 1/10 Phantom. You can see the incuse look on that side. Very, very fun. Astro K currently in the lead. Nice one for Jojo T. And then we have one other of them. And then we'll try a very nice braided hair large cent. And then we'll do maybe that at that 359 for the Parthian, which is really an amazing coin. Nice one for the Noke. Let's try this magnificent it is cleaned, but the coin itself looks nice. 1846 large cent. Oh yeah, there's a lot of good coins here that still remain. That's what happens when you have a quality collection like this. Hochberg will win that. Here we have the Ragai Mint at 359. Amazing Parthian Dram. beautiful left-facing bust of Mithridates. There you have great relief on the reverse. One of the nicest examples. We've got two, oh wow, beautiful Sicilian type. I think it's of Messana. Pentankion. Very, very nice eye appeal. Right facing on that side. Great head of Zeus on this side. Fantastic Sicilian bronze. Oh, and then we have some beautiful coins of Elemaeus. Oh man, Hunter's Collector coins sounds good. The website gets totally inundated, so it might take a while to get back, but the direct email it's a little easier. But thanks for the message there. A beautiful Elemaeus tetradrachm. This one is fantastic looking. Early Arsacid king. Really, really pretty, and a big coin in the 1st to the 2nd century BC. Matty buys leading, and I could see this one just continuing to move up. I think we had two of the Elemaeus tats. Will be leading on this one. And then one other. This one has less of a clear flan on the reverse, but man, the obverse is nicer than the prior. And again, you can always set pre-bids when I do a in advance video like I did in this example. You know, so people are able to see the coins before they were offered, and then put in, you know, pre-bids to try to make a play on the items. Jojo T in the lead. Nice win. Here we've got a Licinius higher grade Phallus. Licinius the First, really sharp strike, nice patina, minted in Sicily, modern day Croatia that should be. There's a nice looking Excandorni Roman provincial. So as a 95 price tag on there, we'll start for 69 bucks. Excandorni, beautiful Moesia inferior, Septimius Severus bronze. Nice eye appeal. Yeah, it reminds me of the Syrophoenician tetradrachm reverse type. We have some interesting South African tokens, which are very uncommon to me. Timur sounds good. This is going to be an Orange Free State token of the early 1900s, a 3 pence. Very interesting type. Not something that you see often. Like, because there's a lot of, like, you know, the Boer Wars and a lot of kind of settlement and basically just conflict. Astro K will win that one. I think, you know, what should be a pretty affordable. This one's a little larger. Stensrus will start at least 15 bucks. Minted in celluloid, a penny token. I think there may be one other example, which would be like a little high, like a 19 starter. So, And awesome, Gabe. I'm going to complete this sale. So I've got about 70 coins left or 80 coins left. And so it should be, oh shoot, I dollar started this one. I said this one would be a 19 start. We'll see where this one lands. You know, it's got the usual uniface type, but a great style by all accounts. Astro K. Scoop that at 17. Let's try to find... Oh, this one's a very nice looking bailiwick of Jersey. 12th shilling. Looks like Big Pappy has a bid already on that, but no, not at all. Very pleased to be sending these guys your way. There's going to be a nice Halicarnassus Hecate, but maybe we can do some more world stuff first. That one will go to Big Pappy. This one also is a 1/12 shilling in a very nice lustrous condition. Looks like there's the Multans, a nice Indian type, or post-Gupta Malwa. Silver. ZS ZREM. That one will go to ZS. We've got a nice Michener's catalog reference. He's one of the primary Asian catalog. Interesting style. It's like a very stylized, I believe, altar with, at this point, just has 3 dots. Matt A. Physics. This one is a nice 2 franc. Not sure what the silver content is. Let's find it quickly here. 1914 2 franc France. It's going to melt for 20 bucks and 39 cents. Very solid. And we'll go to history. Let's see if I grab a handful here. Oh, there does look to be a good mix of high eye peel. Ooh, a beautiful British no sudden death. We promised to pay the bearer on demand 1 halfpenny, Bungay halfpenny, and very nice eye peel, I would say. Very nice ZS ZREM. Here we've got a Princely State of Kutch silver Kori Indian coin. I think it's 50% or so. Silver content probably about $8, $7, something in that range, but I think it's more of a numismatic item. This guy's got a touch less than 20 bucks of silver in there. I would say it's something probably like 17 or so of silver. 1928 Ecuadorian, minted in Philadelphia. I think it's the exact is going to be 1760 of silver. Yeah, so right what I was saying. Gemini going to win that one. This one is actually a Danish throne accession coin. And so this is going to have 39 bucks 85 cents of silver in there. So we'll go right at melt or touch under. Very nice Queen Margaret. Wish I got more of those types in. Nice one for ZS. This guy does not quite have the amount of silver. It's got $33 of silver for a Pantheon, so we'll start it at 33. Starting it at melt. And we have one of the 10 euro types. Just look that one up. That one will go to Astro K. Congratulations. This, I think the melt in here is about $40, 66 cents. So we'll be starting it for 40. The last one bid higher. It's got an awesome, I believe that's going to be the treaties of Rome. So there you see Italy. Really interesting. Oh, and then we have an amazing Gadia Pesa, which will dollar start, which is an Indian coin of the Northern dynasties. Beautiful, beautiful. You see the stylized Zoroastrian, but no longer Zoroastrian fire altar, and then a beautiful obverse there. Isn't that nice? And so, let me know which types are most interesting. We've got a nice Soviet coin on deck. Which would be a that one will go to Mr. Matt. We've got both of these will be starting or round down their price at melt, but yeah, Soviet 5 rubles of the Olympics. You can see the hammer and sickle very prominently on that. And then we'll try a South African rand, which melts for 29.30. We'll start at 29. Higher grade Greek tets. I think there's a nice looking Demetrios tetradrachm somewhere in here that we have yet to offer. We've got a nice Booker T. There's some bigger Mexican types. Oh, I see a beautiful Cajula Cad. Some nice ancients that I'd slightly forget. Oh, sorry about that. I'm not trying to go too slow. 0325. Yes, that's the test cut Seleucid. We can even dollar start it to keep things triply interesting. Dollar start. Nice Booker T. Washington commemorative from Slave Cabin to Hall of Fame. 90% silver. $50. I may not do all the tets right in a row, but certainly not too long from the prior would work quite well. Mint in Antioch, salute a Demetrius tet, really nice looking actually. And then a very prominent test cut, as you can see. They were satisfied that the silver was in there. But Demetrius Soter didn't rule for way too long. But it was tough going in that time. You weren't seeing frequent rulers sticking around forever then. That one will go to the pre-bidder. Here we have a nice, beautiful contemporary imitation silver denarius. That is a really nice type. That should be more expensive. It's got fantastic imitative style. Should have a long way to run. It looks a little bit Celtic, but I love how they have the star. I think it should have been X. And then on this side, it's a more crude Biga 2-horse chariot. Let's find those two. 80 and 70. Nice win. Let's try the Bulgarian silver grosch. There's a lot of great coins that remain here. Christ design. These should bid appealingly. This is from Ivan, Alexander, and Mikhail. Mikhail. Is the pronunciation there? Thank you so much, Goofy. This is actually a collection that we got on consignment, but we took the time to make sure it was all inventoried, ready to go, and offer for all of you. And I think it's been a nice collection to offer. A lot of fun. Gemini, nice win. Here we've got there were two in Eric's collection. Both of his examples, per usual, were well selected. Japanese, no, but again, we're going to have tons of Japanese both on eBay tomorrow, but then really we'll be bringing it to Whatnot over, not this week, but in the sales by Christian soon. Christian, Isaiah, Gabe will all be hopefully in the same spot. So I appreciate it, Timmer. These are going to be small silver coins struck by the Bulgarian Christian Empire with the two rulers on the reverse and then a nimbate portrait of Christ on the front. Nice one by Gemini. Sudden death on a nice Kremnica Slovakian example. Oh, and we have some nice, we can run some Anax coins. Nice win by History. Here we'll try this Anax at a 24 start. I think, again, there's like maybe 19 or 20 of silver in there. Let me just tell you how much per NGC is saying that there is $20.39 of silver in here. Anax graded AU50. Solidai, we are out of. Glenn is going to win that one. This is really fun. I love a repunched mint mark. Basically, we used to make the master dies at Philadelphia, then send them out, and they would be like Denver would stamp their mint mark into the dies that would be used to strike the coins. Sometimes they wouldn't properly be aligned, and they'd have to restrike them, and that would be a repunch, or repunch them. That would be a repunch mint mark. 030, let's find that one. Beautiful, man. Sasanian type. We can certainly offer that. And then, oh yeah, of course, Glenn. Pleased to get that to you. Big Pappy gonna snag that. This one is really amazing looking. Super uncirculated. Blast uncirculated, you could say. And we'll have to do our incredible Parthian one now in a Dutch auction format at around 330. I guess 325 would be a 10% reduction. Extremely nice type there. Super pretty. Will be leading. Congratulations. Here we've got this one at 325. Beautiful Parthian. Well, not quite. Timur. Tabaristan would have been a northern province that was that was autonomous from the Abbasid Caliphate ever since Farrakhan the Great, from around 711 through, I want to say, like early 800s. Iman Resu in the lead on this ex Kendorni, ex Eric Harrison collection coin. It's about to go. It's amazing looking. Congrats to Will B. Look forward to getting that coin to you. Portuguese and Spanish we have in my inventory. You can always type in Portugal. But basically, Sasanian, they would have taken over from the Parthians, who were kind of Hellenized Greek Persian rulers that reclaimed the parts of the Parthian Empire from the Seleucid Empire, which was part of one of the main Seleucus Nicator, one of the main generals in the army of Alexander the Great, who was the Macedonian ruler who had conquered the entirety of the territory. But they rule Sasanian from about 225 with a more Zoroastrian Persian, ethnicity, all the way up to about 640, when the Islamic surge in the region spelled doom for a lot of the local, a lot of their rulers. And the Sasanians were really big. They kind of overstretched. They had conquered Jerusalem in like 614, I think, under Khusro, who we had shown recently. Tough to come back from, all their overspend and overreach, kind of a Pyrrhic victory of sorts. And then, I believe that they're basically vassals or subservient ultimately to the Abbasids. It just wasn't worth like doing tons of fighting to litigate exactly who got and ended up with what. So I would say Tabaristani, much smaller. And I'm not like a historian on those. That's just my understanding. Really interesting Srivijaya or Southern Sumatra gold 1/16 Masa type. Not a very common item to see. It's a small gold coin. I wouldn't recommend it to melt, but it is, I mean, maybe actually, who knows? It's gone up a lot in terms of the gold price. But a good mix of coins, and it looks like maybe about 50 items left at this stage. What's going on, Double A? Huh. Hochberg. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't want to give you bad advice. There's a world in which if you sprayed it with something and it could spread it all over the coin if it's coming back. I'm not exactly sure. And I don't want to say Jinx gave you bad advice either. I just truly don't know. I don't clean any coins that I have. Or I shouldn't say I've never, but like basically I don't. I have a couple of Alexander the Great tetradrachms that I'm currently paying for some cleaning. Mr. Matty buys will pick up. I think that was a good price. This is repatinated but very beautiful Maurice Tiberius decanumium. So a big phallus would be 40 nummus. X would stand for 10. Deca is 10 numi. So a 1/4 phallus of Maurice Tiberius. Very good eye appeal, I would say. And we also have a nice half phallus and then a full phallus. So some Byzantine selections here. I also have an amazing looking Severus Alexander bronze. Probably start for like 179. Or 199. Nice win for Will B. Let's see, we got a half phallus of Thessalonica. K for half phallus. Looks like we do have a couple more Roman selections, some in very nice shape. But definitely getting down to I'm not. I'm going to give away 0 of these. This is somebody's collection, double A. But yeah, I find we try to do most of our. We'll do giveaways, but I feel like almost I'd rather just sell coins at more reasonable prices and then not try to get all the hype going with the giveaway. I get that's a competitive platform, so it'd probably be smart for me to do giveaways, but I don't know if that makes sense. It's for sure probably. I mean, I think it's a smart idea. That's cool. I mean, I don't know if that's like what that is in the field, but very clear. 40. Notice that X is going to mean 10 III, 13th year, regnal year of Maurice Tiberius's reign. Goofy, I have tons of stuff outside of it, but today it's specifically somebody's collection, and I'm auctioning it and no other. So it's nice to know that if you buy from this auction, you're buying from the Eric Harrison collection. Exactly. And look, I mean, I don't actually think that it's terrible to do stuff that's like gimmicky. I'm sure I've done plenty of gimmicky stuff in the past, but I'm not trying to trick anybody into buying these coins, if that makes sense. And if I would totally do cost-effective gift. It can be more fun to have more people in a chat because there can be a little more learning and a little more questions being asked and like conversation throughout. So I'm not opposed to doing giveaways, but for today, I decided not to. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Often verdigris, yes, that is a harder incrustation than bronze disease, which is typically going to present in a lot more flaky of a look. We have some more silver we can do right at melt. Entitled to exactly. History coins. No, and I don't mind also people asking for giveaways. I just, generally speaking, I'm not huge on giveaways. That sounds good, Numalab. I think it's, I mean, I think I know of a lot of other people that have the same setup, so I don't think that, like, actually, it's probably not a bad idea. I think I'd have to make, I'd probably want to make something in the 20% range on the coins and then factor in the fees of wherever we're selling them. But I can tell you in terms of Eric, he probably bought half these coins from me, maybe more than that, and he'll get back a lot more than he paid for them. So after the fees, which I'm very pleasantly surprised by because I was a little nervous when he contacted me. I was like, look, I'm going to give him my really best effort. The Severus Alexander, yes, that one. This is going to be a Safa Gire Beshlik. No sudden death. This would be of the Baga. Yes, and we'll do the Severus Alexander. It's a beautiful coin. Just going to 199 start it. It's got great eye appeal. Oh, and there's a nice Bayezid Aksha as well. EHC 297. Let me find it. Wait, what is 297? It's got a pre-bid on there. Let's see where it lands. Man, that's amazing looking. Oh, yes. I think it's down below. 199. Okay, that did not, well, remove the pre-bid, but who knows where it was. Amazing looking. Severus Alexander bronze. Let's do the Thrace. Beautiful hemidram. This one should bid quickly past 50, 60. It's really, really nice. You have the lion facing left there. Amazing looking. At 46 currently to will be. Let's see, Madonna and Child. This is a very nice 16, 17. And then Kremnica Mint, Kremnica Slovakia. It's crazy, you know. I remember getting the collection recently, and I was like, this is an amazing collection, and now most of it is in all of your hands. Timur, I think there's a lot of good ones. I mean, I think there's Numista is a good one. There's like, what's it called, like Roman Coin Forum or Ancient Coin Forum. There's or Forum Ancient Coins is what I was thinking of. Yeah, the OCRE. I've definitely heard. There's the CHRE, Coin Hoards of the Roman Empire, I think database, which is really interesting. I've heard Wild Winds referenced. ZSZREM, we have the 2 business day shipping, so this should be out Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. Then Ground Advantage it'll probably take a week to get to you or so. After that's shipped, I mean, I'll be targeting to have all this shipped on Monday, but we always want to emphasize the shipping policy. Nice Carl Gustav, Bill and Solidus here. Oh, we have an interesting Kashmiri stater. Those are not common. Is Tesserillo, I feel like I've seen it, and it has really good ways of, like, by the reverse, you can get a good clear ID on, like, Roman coins in particular. Really cool stylized individual on the front, and then on the back as well. Kashmiri Harsha Deva. Nice win for the Noke. Comps, I would say eBay, or I think there's AC Search is pretty good. Beautiful example. And then there's a nice Strasbourg Rudolf Denier. Okay. This is a nice one. Strasbourg is a lot tougher. Oh yeah, that's true. This one probably has a couple bits higher, I would even guess. I mean, it is 12th century, free city in Germany. Beautiful looking. I have a French Indochina. Nebu. And I really like it. Looks like two angels on that side. That one will go to Gemini. Nice win. We've got a very interesting silver plated. This is a bronze medal of Scotland. Patina series. Proof medal. It's modern. I don't know exactly the date in which it was struck. Very cool. Astro K. Let's try a seated half dime. Very nice looking, 1837. And we have some really cool toned Maryland quarters that I've forgotten a little bit about. Maddie buys will win that one. Here we've got this beautiful Maryland quarter. Super toned. Nice and rainbowy. I'm not sure if you can pick that up, but hopefully you can see that like rainbow toning component. It's really fun. Astro will win that one. I think there's two of them in this collection. That one's also really nice. Pretty fun. Wonder if they were like sitting in an album. A little bit of stuff on the surface there, but same thing on that back. You can see some of the hues. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited when I get in a collection. I'll offer whatever's in it. Nice win. We've got this guy's got about 1139 of silver melt in there, so we'll start at $11. 1958 Canadian. Same thing. We have some Mexican silver. We've got the Max Planck commem. Huh. Max Planck. And then oh, come on. We're going to Max Planck, very famous researcher. ZSZREM. Pick that up. Very nice. $40. Let's see what this nice Mexican silver commem has. Silver content of 3956 in there. So we're going to offer it for $40. But no sudden death on this one. Mexican coins are really popular. Olympic, we have the Aztec warrior, I think. Juegos de la 19th Olimpiada Mexico. And we've also got a 1944 Philippines type. The SZREM. Nice win. 377. This one's got some cleaning on it, but it melts for 1831. And it is a World War II San Francisco Mint American struck for the Philippines in Asia 50 centavos coin. Oh, we have an amazing Tunisian kamem with toning. Which has 45 bucks of silver. I'm going to start that one for 49 at least. It's a kamem of Hannibal. And then, oh, we do have a Japanese coin. Hannibal 49 start. I think this one could bid a lot higher. Yes, it does. It says EH collection on them. This one is a rarer commemorative of the ancient ruler Hannibal from Tunisia. And they also have this flip EHC, so that's going to be Eric Harrison collection. And I will maintain a record of what all of the coins sold for. It happened to a couple other people. I'm not worried about it. Here we have a full steps, apparently. Beautiful Jefferson nickel, 1957D. And that sounds good. Timmer, let's find 310. Oh yeah, that's a nice looking hecty. Nice one for Gemini. We've got a Caria Tetra Bowl. This one is really nice. We'll start it for 39. Beautiful on both sides of that. Has this, I believe, Sea God Ketos on there. Nice win. Let's try a Phoenix design Japanese coin with $9, $10 or so of silver in there. This normally way eclipses. We'll see. Nice St. Gallen. We have some great Swiss world coins. There's also double Phoenix, exactly. Maury gonna win that. Swiss cantons, a Bill and Batson, no sudden death for this one. Very nice eye peel. This one is going to bid very strong. Of St. Gallen. Got leaps and bounds to make still on this very nice Swiss example, Schweizer Basen. And it's interesting, there would have been a lot of variety in terms of terms that they would have used. It also reminds me of the Mercury dime. It looks like it's kind of that fasces or axe type on there. Very, very pretty. I think the reals we're all out of. Again, only about 20 coins left or so. Gemini, nice win. 1578, the beautiful key type. Just for time, I want to make sure. I believe he paid a bit more than 19 for this one, but you can see 15, 7, and 8. This is a particularly nice example. You can see the castle on the reverse side very clearly. A very, very fun type here. Z S Z Rem. Let's see. We've also got this one. I could see this one bidding up higher than the prior. Very similar, Duchy of Livonia, but the next ruler, Sigismund III Vasa, very powerful. And it has a great, it has really nice eye appeal, basically. We have an Osnabrück coin. I think will be super popular. Swedish coins. I guess Livonia would have been owned by Sweden, I think, in some portion at this point, right? I'm not 100% sure. I don't think that I have tons of Swedish stuff in my personal inventory, but we're really winding down this collection, so there's not tons left. I think there was some nice Swedish stuff. I think this one will be popular. It's a 1703 Osnabrück in nice shape. Man, that's a really solid coin. 6 Pfennig, 1703. There's the reverse. 6 Pfennig. I think this one will be off to the races under Karl von Lorraine. Jordan UGA fan. Yeah, not surprised to see that kind of bid come in on it. Oh, it looks like there's a little gold Islamic type there. Nice win for Gemini. A nice fractional dinar. 30-second start. Beautiful Mongol Sufid of time of Hussein. A quarter Mythkal minted at the Khwarazm Mint. This one should bid a lot higher. Very nice Islamic Mongol gold. Super, super solid type. Pacific Stacker, Treat, I think it could. I'm not exactly too familiar with this type, but should have some legs to go. Nice win. Yep. We've got, let's see, 1947S Philippines. Very, very nice example. Not surprised to see Big Pappy with a bid early there. We got to do the Severus Alexander as well. Yeah, let's try the French Indochina, definitely. We'll try this one at a 179 start. I'm going to buy it if nobody else buys it at 179. Gemini will be the first bidder there. I don't think so. Then we'll do French Indochina. Just a beautiful Severus Alexander, though. That one will go to Gemini. Congratulations. Dollar start this guy here. Nice looking 1900. And I actually would have bought that at it would have. When I say I'll buy stuff, I'm never going to not say that. Like I'm never going to not buy it if I say I will. Let's see. We've got this 1964 Norway 10 kroner. We'll start that one at $43. Nice one for Jordan. This one has 43.95 of silver in it. A nice hack-on example. Norwegian kroner. Very, very nice. Oh, there's some good-looking Romans still left. Nice one for Z. This one has 1703 of silver in there, so we'll try it for 17 bucks. It's got the solar system on it, really cool. It says Mercury, Erde, Venus, Erde, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. I would just argue that it's a fun coin. Oh, that's awesome, Mr. McLeod. Yeah, 3 Roman ones left. Should be really fun. That is a good question. Because of the, I want to make sure everybody sees, this is like really nice eye appeal. Wow. That's a beautiful Providentia. Beautiful coin. Crispus. It definitely makes it collecting a little tougher, but then also it's weird because on one hand I wanted silver to stay low, then with silver a little higher, then feels more like gold where people take it a little more seriously. So right, it's tough to know. Oh, looks like we do have more of the hack on as well, actually. Maybe 2 more of those. So we can run those. Very nice for Emma Meal. We'll do the other 2 hack-ons after these 2 Roman bronzes. Basically, my collection, as a collector myself, I feel like I've had to end up dealing a little more than I would have expected to fund my expanding collection. And then the other thing is, as it's expanded, I've then sold some of what I used to call my collection and then buy new coins that are kind of my collection. Big Pappy will win that beautiful Crispus Follis. We've got a Gratian here. Fantastic shape. We've got Emperor dragging a captive by the hair, and with the Gloria Romanorum reverse, and then the Cairo on the standard. Oh, that's fun, Skippy. $43 is because for $43.95 a melt in the. Oh, we do have a good number of these Norwegian guys, so that'll be fun to offer. Beautiful. Very nice. 330. Yeah, over $43 of melt in each of these. There are 3 left. Super fun. The last one's bid, I think, a good bit north of this. And maybe to save time, we'll start them in the 50s. Yeah, I mean, they're really nice. Eric did a good job, like, picking great-looking coins, so I feel like he's been rewarded on the resale. Nice eye peel. Sells well. Nice one for Big Pappy. Let's see, here's a... Oh, wait, no. I'm just going to start them at 55 just because they've all been going way higher than that. And 7 products left, 7 coins, not products, but 7 items left in this auction. Nice win for Brandon. Here we've got similarly 55 bucks. I have no idea, Gabe. I have never lightly sandblasted a silver coin. So that one would be very far out of my knowledge. David Rifkin, good to see you. Levant Times. That's just not, that's not something I'm qualified to speak on. As crazy as that sounds. After this, we'll be going over to Gabe Vandervoort's show. But yeah, I've really enjoyed, and I'm super glad. I mean, it feels like people were all about the New Braunfels Renaissance Fair. Love this. I think that's New Braunfels, Texas. That's really fun, actually. Modern. I wish more places would make this. Yeah, until I've sandblasted the coin. Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's fun. That's hilarious, man. Yeah, I mean, Gabe, I appreciate your enthusiasm for the possibility to sandblast a coin. Looks like there might be one coin that I didn't upload or something, so I will upload that and slow down the show at the very end. After we've auctioned off everything else. Actually, maybe I'll do it now. EHC0106. Let's see. Normal coin. Amazing. And then let's try this centavos. 1928 Mexican type. There's a really nice Skyfate Rents pence. We still have a seated half dime and another Mexican coin. A military tank on it. I feel like I might have some Israeli medals or something that might have in his tank. But those aren't on. Today I'm just auctioning off the Eric Harrison collection. Mr. Matty buys. Nice win. 1853 seated half dime. $1 start. Very nice looking example. Actually, yeah, I mean, I would say it's very good eye appeal in terms of great hole filler. Doesn't seem to have any huge problems. It's kind of what you want. And again, fantastic here. We're going to try eBay for the first time tomorrow on the live stream. We're going to come back here next week with a bunch of hopefully pretty heavy hitting live streams. I would say Japanese will be a big focus, but there's kind of a mix of stuff across the board that I'm excited for. So it'll be great. That one will go to ZSZ. Let's try this nice Mexican coin. Then we'll do the Skyfate Rens pens. The Res Pence is really good. We'll probably start it for like 69 bucks. Any graded coins? We will have tons of them in our future sales, but we're all out of graded stuff. Nice win for Emma Meal. This is a very interesting Garibaldi medal. It is thought to be the Dieu would have been the Garibaldi Legion, a small unit of Italian volunteers fighting for Polish independence in the January uprising of 1853. Honestly, very fascinating. The payment failed for this on the last auction, and really, really interesting little medal. But yeah, this has been an awesome mix here. That one will go to Gemini, and then very last, it's going to be this Skyfate Ren's pence. Will start at $69. Beautiful condition. The other ones had some kind of issues with them. Amazing looking. There we have on the front. Apparently it's Madonna and Child. I didn't quite realize that. But a beautiful reverse as well with Bella III and Stephen III. So that one will be our very last of the Eric Harrison collection. Thank you all so much for joining for it. We are going to go raid Gabriel Vandervoort. If you want your collection sold in a similar manner, please let me know. We'll see you guys soon. Have a good one.